It's Rui's 13th birthday. Her nickname's Rue or Rui. We call her Rui. What do you want for your birthday dinner? Tell everyone.
Vodka pasta.
Vodka pasta. So we're gonna take you along as we make some vodka pasta for Marina's birthday. Your 13th birthday. Alright, so of all the things to choose for a birthday dinner, she could have anything she wants. She wants vodka pasta. So for vodka pasta, what you need is some sort of crushed tomato. We have homemade crushed tomato from our garden that we're gonna use. This is pretty thin, so we're gonna also use some tomato paste to thicken it up a bit. Red pepper. Vodka, of course. We're going to need some sausage. Now you can use beef in this, but really the trick here is to use sausage. And of course we're using our canned sausage. This is another way that we use some of our canned goods. So canned sausage, canned Italian ground sausage. You're gonna need some sort of cream. We don't have cream, but we have some half and half. You're gonna need some sort of onions. So I have 1 1/4 onion here that we're gonna use. You can use 1, you can use 2, or you can use somewhere in between. We don't measure here, whatever we have. A couple cloves of garlic and some basil. And we're gonna use fresh basil from the garden instead of using dried this time. So we're gonna make Rui cook her own dinner. So she's gonna start off by slicing up some onions, but she's gonna slice them pretty thick. You're gonna turn 14 before you get your onion peeled. Alright, cut it in half that way. Probably only need another half.
You're not supposed to cut the root off. That's what makes you cry.
Is she crying?
It's pretty strong. I'm standing right over it.
Really?
Are you crying?
No.
It's my party, I don't cry if I want to. Alright, so we ended up using about just 1 whole onion. The whole thing was too much, the 1 1/4. So we're gonna turn our medium pot on about 8. And we need some sort of oil. So we have a lot of this fat from the sausage that we're gonna use for the pan, because it has a lot of flavor in it. Oops. That's how my face gets burned. So we're gonna put some of that fat in there. I strained off all the liquid. You can save it and use it in something else if you want. I found that the liquid is not that flavorful. It's pretty watery when you can like this, so I usually discard it, or if I'm making soup, I'll throw it in my soup. But we're gonna scrape off the rest of this fat. We're gonna save that for later. And then, as soon as our fat melts, we're gonna add our onions. Now Marina's gonna add the onions to the pot, very carefully.
Careful. Gotta be careful. This is careful.
All right, now Rui's gonna chop up some garlic while this is cooking. You know how to chop garlic?
Nope.
All right, I'll show you one, then you do the other one. Here's, usually cut off the end. And you can crush it like that, and it peels really easily. And then you just chop that up. All right, well, she's mincing that up. We're gonna get these onions a good stir. We're just looking for them to get soft. And while these are cooking, we're gonna add a pinch of red pepper. To give it a little bit of heat. We're gonna get our pot of water boiling too, so that we can cook our pasta. So we're gonna add a really good amount of salt. You want this like seawater, pretty salty. And we'll get that going. Alright, so while I'm stirring the onions, Marina's going to start julienning the basil. You remember how to do it? Roll it up, slice it? Okay. And these onions are starting to get soft, so I'm going to go ahead and add my tomato sauce.
Sardines.
And we're going to go ahead and turn that down. And we're going to add our jar of sausage. Now this is about a pound of sausage. If you don't have canned sausage, what you would want to do is you'd want to cook this before you did the onions and then take it out of the pan and set it aside. But since we already have canned sausage, we're just going to add it now. All right, and now to thicken it up, we're going to add 6 ounces of tomato paste. This kid is messier than me.
Yeah.
All right. Really? Now we're just gonna put the lid on and let it cook on, we have it on 4. We're gonna just let it cook down in like a kind of a simmer for about 20 minutes. Just let the flavors all meld together, let it get heated up. They'll try that later. So that's what we're gonna do. 20 minutes, we'll be back. All right, our water's boiling. We're gonna add our pasta. We have some penne pasta that we're gonna use. I'm gonna dump the whole box in, give it a quick stir. We're gonna let it come up to a boil again. There it goes. And I'll show you a little trick. We're gonna turn off the oven and we're just gonna let it cook under its own heat. So we're gonna put this on 10 minutes and we're just gonna let the pasta cook under its own heat. All right, and now we're gonna taste test our pasta sauce. It's pretty good. Yep. All right. Our sauce tastes really good. Now it's time to add the vodka. So we're gonna add probably about 1/4 cup. And now we're gonna let the alcohol burn off. Make it kid friendly and all. And at the same time, we're gonna add our basil. All right, so we're gonna let that vodka there cook for probably about 10 minutes, probably when the pasta's done. So put the lid back on and let that cook and let our pasta cook and we'll be back. All right, we're gonna see if our pasta's done. It needs about 2 or 3 more minutes. I do notice that whenever you let pasta cook under its own heat, it does tend to take an extra few minutes than whatever the package says. So we're gonna put this on probably 3 minutes. Well, it's not 30. And take a look at our sauce here. We're gonna give it a try. That's perfect. Now it's time to add our cream. So I'm just gonna add probably about a half a cup. Just a little bit at a time. We're just gonna stir it. That's it. And while we were doing all that, we whipped up a little healthy salad here for a side dish. And that's gonna be Marina's birthday dinner. Where is she? Marina! Birthday dinner. Will that work?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Pasta's done. I'm gonna go strain it. Bounty!
There's a balloon hanging up there that says pop on it. There's a toothpick that you need to be carrying along with you all the way through this treasure hunt. And you can go ahead and pop the balloon.
It broke off the toothpick. Follow instructions, have fun, and use your brain. What brain?